Leaked photo evidence of new election corruption has voters furious. The corruption in this election is unbelievable. They really should recount the whole entire election. The Democrats will do anything to steal. Every so-called win with a Democrat should be recounted. Stop the steal. From Miami News-Times. The Miami Herald reports that 266 ballots from the Opa-locka mail facility arrived at the Miami-Dade County Elections Department on Saturday morning. Theomandashia. Weird. Facebook goes down globally in heat of the voter fraud investigation and total midterm mess, which they directly meddled in by removing 50% of conservative pages before elections. Join the fight. It's unclear when the ballots were initially postmarked. Per state law, the ballots will not count toward the election unless they are from military members or people living overseas. On Monday, a lawyer for U.S. Senator Bill Nelson's re-election campaign sued Florida Secretary of State Ken Detzner, alleging the state is disenfranchising voters by not accepting mail-in ballots received after Election Day. Mark Elias, an attorney representing Nelson and the Democratic National Committee, filed the lawsuit Monday morning in federal court. No Floridian should have their rightful vote denied because of post office delays, Elias said on Twitter. We are suing to protect these ballots. According to the lawsuit, nearly 3.5 million Florida voters requested to vote by mail, but as of Thursday, 2 days after the general election, a staggering 874,818 of those VBM ballots has not yet been counted as returned. Miami-Dade County announced today that it has finished counting votes for the 2018 election. But photos obtained by New Times show scores of mail-in ballots sitting inside an Opa-locka mail distribution center, the same center that was evacuated last month after alleged mail bomber Cesar Sayox's pipe bombs passed through the facility. Several local activists demonstrated outside both the mail facility and at the Miami-Dade County Elections Department to try to bring attention to the ballots. Two sources who spoke with New Times allege hundreds of ballots might still be inside, but it's still unclear when those ballots may have been mailed in the first place. Susie Truty, a spokesperson for the Elections Department, told New Times her office was aware of the ballots but confirmed nothing else about them. She said that, per state law, any ballots not delivered to the Miami-Dade Elections Department by 7 p.m. on Election Day could not be counted toward the 2018 total. We do our best to educate voters that, if you're voting vote by mail, then your ballot had to be at the Elections Department by Tuesday, November 6, she said. Not everybody mailed back in time. Asked whether the ballots had been sitting inside the Opa-locka center undelivered on Election Day or when the place was evacuated, Truty referred questions to the United States Postal Service. After this story was initially published, Truty added that the Elections Department ran daily post office pickups this election season, and picked up ballots 3 different times on Election Day. Ty Russell, a reporter with CBS Miami, tweeted minutes ago that had spoken with USPS and that it was not aware of any ballots being mishandled. After this story was initially published, the USPS confirmed to the Miami Herald that the agency is still investigating the way the ballots were handled. U.S. Rep. Frederica Wilson's office also told the Herald that she spoke to the USPS and that the agency told her the ballots had been postmarked after Election Day and were thus ineligible. State law does, however, provide a 10-day extension for overseas voters and members of the military. But sources who spoke with New Times privately worried that ballots had potentially been sitting inside the mailroom for days or weeks before Election Day. Sources expressed frustration that more wasn't done to collect outstanding ballots before the 7 p.m. election deadline. One source who claimed to have reported the issues to the Elections Department said that the Opa-locka distribution center was understaffed and that there were not enough employees to handle the flood of ballots that had come in just before the election. The day after the election, a Twitter user posted a clip purporting to show a USPS worker in Miami explaining what was going on. The woman said ballots were sitting on the floor hours after the delivery deadline had passed.